Hey guys, welcome back to the second video of the NCAA challenge. Last time I played as ULL and lost or won against Navy, and this time I'm playing as UMass against Oregon, and yes, we had the same thought. I am screwed. You'll see a lot of read options in this game because the player I was playing against ran a lot of read options in Oregon's Wildcat. So you'll see a lot of that. You also see a huge blowout coming, so be prepared for that. Right there, you get to start it off right there with a nice little juke. My biggest thing was I did it because I've been in that mode for such a long time playing these games. I'm going to play maybe about 6 now. Is I was doing quarterback and Tane while in the nickel, which I probably should have committed the 4-4 like I did against Navy. And I didn't realize while I was playing that he was actually in the Wildcat. So I'm assuming with the quarterback and Tane, when they do that read option in the Wildcat, the D-line just crashes down instantly off that fake. And here I overcome the safety, and I think he scored about 6 plays on this drive, which really bruised my ego. And you'll see here, like, no one was open. I think A was open for like a split second, but then that was gone. So I tried to lead X there, and I get picked off right away. And that's not how I want to start the game off at all, because I gave him a short field to work with, so I knew he was going to score relatively soon too. He's the real quarterback, one of the few times that he's actually not in the Oregon Wildcat, and he gets a nice run up the middle, and goes again back to the Wildcat, nice run up the middle, gets the first down, and I was thinking to myself, I hope he doesn't score a touchdown, but I was preparing myself for it, and then that happened. Nice, just small juke on the safety, and it's a quick touchdown, down 14-0 early. Being down to 14-0 hole early was not the way I wanted to start the game, but I figured, Colorado lost 70-14, so I wasn't that, worried about being down 14-0 as being UMass. And the biggest thing for me playing this game was that, and you'll see here the next play, this halfback screen, I'm waiting for that back to break open, and as soon as he does, I throw it, and the defensive end was just right on top of that, and it was kind of blew my mind here. And then here, Hill, the entire game, he was pretty much the only receiver on the team, on the offense, that was doing anything for me. And I don't know if it's because he's, rated a certain way or just because of the way the defense he was playing him. And I mentioned last video I wouldn't show punts unless something important happened, and clearly something important happened here. He returned for a touchdown. And I know Oregon's a fast team, so I tried to pin him against one sideline, and I figured try and cut it back the other way. And I tried to use my players to stop that, but it didn't work at all that time. And luckily in the future, when I did punt it and do the same strategy, it did work, so I didn't have any problems with that in the future. And here's another screen here. That's pretty much all I can do. Short passes here and there. My offensive line really just got worked over a lot. Luckily, he was 3 safeties deep on this play, so I was able to scramble the middle for first down. But that's about it. As usual, no one's open downfield, so I take a gamble and throw it deep, and I catch a break because he doesn't get another interception on me. Oregon's defense was just smothering my guys, and then my guard just got completely bitched there and almost get pummeled because of that. And then here, I ran that play that I ran in the last game, where I threw to B, but this time it didn't open up for me again, and I'm forced to a 4th down. And the next time I punted, I stopped him, so it wasn't a big deal there. And I went in the second quarter down 21-0, which wasn't how I envisioned his game going. But the way I saw it, it was that he got a punt return and a pick that set off his offense in a short field, so I wasn't too upset about it. And then here's 4th down, he goes for it with the no huddle and tries to go up the middle, and luckily I stopped him. And I felt like, being up 20-0, being Oregon against UMass, you don't need to go for it on 4th down, but I wasn't complaining because I'm in a short field for me and probably a chance to score a touchdown or at least a field goal. Look at this, no one's open, so I managed to scramble out for a few yards here and there. And it gets injured, of course, so here comes my backup. And again, no one's open, and my guard gets beat off the ball, and I get sacked for a big loss. And it happened again right there, fell on the ground, but luckily Hill got open again for me, and I got into the red zone for the first time in the entire game, so I was happy about that. And I felt like as long as I didn't throw another pick here, I could definitely get a touchdown. And he threw it all, blitz at me, and Hill, I did a nice little drag route and got a touchdown. At this point, when I scored a touchdown, I was like, you know what? I scored a touchdown against Oregon as UMass. I don't even care anymore if he scores 70 points. That's really how I felt about it. And then here came 3rd down. I was hoping I could stop him and try and get maybe another touchdown for halftime, but of course, guess I saw a screen pass going there to the halfback and got a lot of yards there. And then this happened, and I was really upset about this because I didn't want him to score any more points before halftime. And then his halfback just outran my entire defense, and being down 20-7, I was kind of like, oh my goodness, I need to get something going and a minute to go. But here again, you see no one's open. I tried scrambling here, but my tackle did pick up the defensive end, so I got sacked for a big loss. And the one thing that kind of bothered me a little bit here again was that he was calling timeouts on this drive, even though I was picking up small dots of yards, because I guess he was trying to get one more touchdown for halftime. I thinking to myself, I don't want that to happen. If I go down halftime, 35-7, there's literally nothing I can do to make the game respectable at all. And then he made this big run happen, and I was like, it's gonna happen. He's gonna run for a touchdown. But luckily, he kept doing the no huddle and ran to a pass play and overthrew the receiver there. And then he went right back to it, no huddle, play action pass, and then he threw a pick here. And I was happy with that pick to go into halftime down 20-7 as opposed to being down like 35-7. So I opened the second half thinking, all right, here comes my comeback, and then right out the gate, another pick, and that just totally killed all momentum that I could have had at all. I tried to leave my receiver, but that didn't work out at all. So you got a short field to work with, and right here he got a nice spin move off the missed tackle, and I thought I was actually going for a touchdown, but luckily my defense held up to that play and held to a field goal, which I felt pretty good about, considering he was inside the 10 when that drive started. But that good feeling ended pretty quickly because I threw yet another pick on back-to-back drives. I tried to fit it in between the corner and the safety, but I guess I should have known better. Being UMass, that's probably not possible, especially against a team like Oregon. And then he busted another huge run all the way back down to 10, so here he is again threatening to score, and I was thinking to myself, I'm digging myself into a huge hole right now. But what better way to pick yourself out of a hole than to throw yet another pick? Yes, that's exactly what I did. But thankfully, I switched my D-line to a quarterback spy instead of contain, and that worked a lot better, and I held him to another field goal, which was, not great, but I mean, considering he could have gotten 14 points, I held him to only 6. I felt a lot better about it, and I'm only showing this play just because it was a beautiful pass, but unfortunately, this guy right here ruined it for me with the holding call, so I totally killed any kind of drive. And then, why not? Let's throw another pick. I'm really self-inflicting my own wounds here. That's why I'm down 44-7. I mean, the game should be a lot closer, maybe even in my favor, or towards my favor at least. But again, no one's open to try to squeeze that one into X. And I mean, there are guys somewhat open down the field on these future plays, but at this point, I think I had thrown like 5 picks, and I was just afraid to throw any kind of pass again. And again, everyone was covered, so I tried to scramble again, but I got bottled up, which is a big problem for me. And then he goes quarterback pass, and I'm mad because it was the first time I actually had a chance to pick it off, and I think the cornerback ruined my chance to pick it off with the safety. So he goes back to a screen, and he gets a big gain here, and just rolling along in the fourth quarter. Goes back to that read option, and then it was 3rd and long, so I was hoping I could bottle him up and get a stop, but that didn't work. And thankfully I got him on a holding call, but of course the spy doesn't work that well when it scrambles out of the pocket. And I saw where he was going with the ball, and I was afraid to switch players, so I just didn't get there in time. He converted the 1st and 20 for a big gain. But again, the spy works about 10 times better than the quarterback contain when it comes to shutting it down. So it helped me out a few times, but obviously, he still got a few yards here and there. So I felt good. I mean, he got a few plays off, but again, held him to another field goal, so it's still, a manageable game. But of course, I decided to go, let's go ahead and make it a blowout. I throw another pick. This time it goes all the way to distance, and my tackle got absolutely punished on that play, and I got sacked for a big loss. So now at this point, I'm just trying to run the ball and kill the clock. And I mean, it's already way out of hand, and I wasn't trying to let him boost his ego any bigger than it was. And then I throw yet another pick 6 off a screen to the raw receiver. I was surprised. I think that's a linebacker that he caught that, just because usually those kind of passes don't get picked off when I kind of just throw them while getting hit. But I guess I got unlucky there. And then like he did in the first half, I got a few completions here and there and some runs that kept the clock going, but he stopped them every time with the timeout. So I guess he was thinking, he wanted to score 70 points, which I guess I understand. I mean, when you're playing against someone like UMass and you're up 61-7, this rarely happens, but thankfully my quarterback spies held up and I get the ball back, so I decided to kneel the ball out and end the game, and before he actually does score 70 points on me. So that's how it went. I lost 61-7. It's a huge blowout. I threw 7 picks, and here you go, a scoring breakdown. This is the first game that I actually completed all the way through. So that's what I'm going to do for future games from now on, if I can actually finish them all the way through, which is show you the box score. And I did a pretty good job in the second half, considering, I guess. I threw all these picks, and there you go, 7 picks, 7 turnovers. I mean, time possession was pretty much the same, which I was surprised to see at the end of the game. And you see my guy there, 5 sacks, 7 picks. The run game was non-existent. I mean, this was a spread playbook, so I tried to stick to their strengths, but that clearly didn't happen. But at least now I know for the future games, when I come back to playing as UMass again and try and get a win, is that Hill is going to be my go-to guy all the way. And this is pretty much the end of the video. I'm going to put in the description a link back to the thread, like in the first video, where you can go and predict scores for my next game. And if you get lucky, maybe pick my next team. This is about it, so thanks for watching again, and I'll see you guys next time.